these verbs which we are going to learn are quite different from those verbs which we have already done, like the regular verbs. The last class we did irregular verbs, so that was fine, means like not so difficult to understand, but still it was a new concept for everyone. So today we will start with stem changing verbs, which is considered to be part of irregular verb also. Okay, but I'm keeping it separately. So what is a stem changing? So first of all, you need to know that. Hmm. So if you see any any verb which we take, let's say estudiar. Okay, this is a regular verb. Okay. But one of the basic thing which we have to just revise right now is that when we take any original form of the verb, it has two parts in it. Okay, so one is the end part, okay, which is the AR here, okay, and then another part is the stem part. Hmm. So when we talk of a regular verb, okay, when we talk of a regular verb, then all the changes are happening in the end part, isn't it? Like estudiar verb, when we were using it was changing to estudio, estudias, like that. Hmm. The stem part was as it is, no change. But when we talk of stem changing verbs, then actually not only the end part is changing, but even the stem part is also changing. Okay, not with this particular verb, but it will be with a different verb. So that is why it is a little bit different, and you have to understand this very clearly, otherwise you will be very confused and it could be a problem. Hmm. So let me start with the PPT. So dealing with stem changing verbs, okay, is not exactly that difficult. Now, there are different types of stem changing verbs. This is what it is written over here also, that you encounter basically three types of stem changing verbs, in which the vowel used in the stem, okay, in the stem changes from first one E to I, then E to IE, or O to UE. So these are the three types of changes which will happen in the stem changing verb. Only in the stem part I'm talking about. Okay, the end part will change as per the AR ending, IR ending, or ER ending verb. That obviously will happen. But since the stem part is new for all of you, these are the three major changes, not major, these are the three changes which will happen in the stem part. In the second point, it is written that the verb khugar, okay, khugar, this is the pronunciation, has a stem changing where u changes from u to ue. So this is what the change happened only with this particular verb, khugar. Otherwise, you will not find any other verb in Spanish where you will see u will change to ue in the stem changing. Hmm? Same thing is written in the second part, but it does not constitute its own category. Okay. Third point is stem changes occur in all the present tense forms of the verb except for the nosotros and the vosotros form. This is very important. Here in the first point it is written that in the stem changing verb, the vowel in the stem changes from E to I, E to IE, or O to UE. But it does not happen with all the six forms. With nosotros and with vosotros, it remains, sorry, it does not remain, basically it is conjugated like a regular verb. I know it may sound a little bit confusing and very heavy right now, but with example it will be clear. Hmm? So let us see here with example. So sometimes the conjugation format for stem changing verbs is referred to as boot. Okay, so this is what we will see, the boot rule. If you can also remember this boot rule, then it will be easy for you to understand this concept. Okay, so for example, I have taken the stem changing verb dormir. Okay, in the verb dormir, ir is the end part and dorm is the stem part. As it is written, it's a stem changing verb. So in the stem, things are obviously changing. The end part will also change as per the rule of a regular verb of ir ending verb. Okay, so that will obviously happen. So in the stem part, the vowel which exists here is O, and as it was written in the previous slide, that O changes to UE. Okay, so what will happen? O will change to UE in the stem part. Okay, but it was written in the third point also that this stem changes occur or does not occur basically in the nosotros and the vosotros form. So here you have this nosotros form and the vosotros form. Okay, we will come to that later. First of all, let us see the other forms. So as I told, O will change to UE. If you see, this has changed to UE in the stem part, and the end part being an IR ending, you have made it duermo, OSA, and then duermen. The change in the stem is also there. Okay, with the nosotros and vosotros form, it is conjugated like a regular verb. So the stem part is as it is, only the end part has changed. So dormimos and dormis. Okay, this is how it happens. So if you draw the line, okay, that line which is there for the verb which are changing in the stem part, this is how you will draw, and it resembles to a boot. Okay, so that is why we call it a boot rule. So under this drawing, only these four forms are coming. So only these four forms stem will change. The nosotros and the vosotros form, stem part will not change, only the end part is changing. So here I am taking the first group of stem changing verb where O will change to UE, and the ending verb will be AR ending, IR ending, and ER ending and IR ending. So first AR ending I am taking, the verb is contar. Okay, contar is an AR ending, and stem part there is this O which will change to UE. Okay, as it is written here. The meaning of the verb is given: to count, to tell, or to retell. These are the three meanings of the same verb. You have to choose according to the context. So, being a stem changing verb, there will be boot rule followed here. So, I can draw the boot structure here. And if you see under this structure, the verbs form which are coming, the verb forms which are coming in the stem part, UE is coming after changing O. Huh? So cuento, cuentas, cuenta, and cuentan. Okay. The nosotros and the vosotros form, if you see, the stem part has not changed. O has remained as O. Only the end part has changed. Being an AR ending verb, we will be choosing or putting amos and eyes. Okay. So this is what you call a boot rule. The second verb is just not very different. It is almost the same. The thing is, only the end is changing. I mean, it is now an ER ending verb. Okay. The verb is volver. So O will change to UE to return. So here also boot rule will be followed. So under this boot rule, these four verb forms will change in the stem part. But the end part will change for all the six forms. Okay. So if you see here, vuelvo, vuelves, vuelve, okay, and then vuelven. The nosotros and vosotros form, O has not changed in the same part, other parts have changed. So volvemos and volvéis. Hmm. Volvemos and volvéis. So this was another example of stem changing verb where O changes to UE. Now there are some verbs given here, okay, listed here, where O are changing into UE, the example of the previous one. Acostarse, okay, the first verb which is given here is stem changing plus reflexive. So three things will change. O will change, okay, O will change to UE and will follow the boot rule. The AR part will change according to the AR conjugation, and say will change into may, te, se, nos, os, and again say, as per the rule of a reflexive one. Second, second one, almorzar. So this O will change, and this is the ending. Contar, costar, okay, encontrar, demostrar, forzar, mostrar again, and recordar. Huh? So wherever there was O in the stem, we will be changing that O to UE by following the boot rule. Okay, the meanings are already given. Costar is to cost, encontrar is to find or to meet, demostrar is to demonstrate or prove, forzar is to force, to show, to remember. Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, in recordar there is E is also there. So will we change it to I or EI?
No, that you will not change. I will come to that part also. When you find two vowels in the stem part, what will you do? Okay, I will tell you that. Or maybe I can tell you right now only. Okay, generally what happens when there are two vowels or three vowels in the stem, you take the second last vowel from the end to make a stem changing verb. Okay, second last vowel. So last is this a, so you will choose the second last. Here it is not a problem, here it is fine, but in demostar again in the same part you will find two vowels, so it is the second last, so again this O. Encontrar also the second last is this one. Okay, almorzar is again, this is the second last, same thing is happening. Okay, so this rule where you have to choose the second last vowel from the end will be applied to the other one also when you have to change E to I or E to IE. Okay, we will come to that also. Then the other example of O changes to UE is from ER ending verb, and the first one is llover. Okay, so llover is a stem changing, and if you see the conjugation it will be llueve. Okay, and like that, this is the third person singular. So when you want to say it rains, then you can simply say llueve, that's it, and it will be it rains. Okay, that's it. Next one is poder, which is basically to be able to, or in short, can. Okay. Third one is resolver. So same rule here. Second last vowel. So this is the O. Revolver. This is the second last vowel. Volver is not a problem. This is the only vowel in the stem part. Okay. So these are the examples of ER ending where O changes to UE in the stem part. And all these verbs will follow the stem changing rule. Okay. Mind it. So you should not be confused now. So let us just take one example of resolver. So this will be resuelvo, resuelves, resuelve, resuelvemos, sorry, resolvemos. Nosotros and vosotros, it will not change. So it will be, I mean the same part will not change. So resolvéis and resuelve. So if you see, this has also followed the boot rule. Okay. IR ending verb. This is the only verb which exists right now. Okay. Means I remember right now. I don't remember the other one. But yeah, it's an IR ending. We have already done the verb, this particular verb in the very beginning. Dormir. Okay. So starting from duermo, duermes, duerme, dormimos. So here also the boot rule is being followed. If you see here. Okay. The nosotros and the vosotros has not changed in the stem part. Only the end part has changed. Now then comes the second category of stem changing verb where E changes to IE. Okay, so this is very important. And here also, when will you do this? Only with the second last vowel from the end. Okay, when I'm saying second last vowel means you just count the vowel, do not count the number of E or number of I separately. Okay, just consider it as a vowel and then count it from the last. So if it is already 2, then you can just change that. Okay, so the example here given is cerrar, which is to close. And if you see here, the boot rule is being followed here also. So starting with cierro, cierras, cierra and cierra. The nosotros and vosotros, there is no change in the stem part, so it will be cerramos and cerráis. So E has changed to IP. The examples which are given here, as I told you, in the stem part you could find more than one vowels. So what you have to follow, the second last vowel from the end will change. I mean the stem, in the stem part. So atravesar, this one will change. Confesar, this one will change. Cerrar, we have done it. Comenzar, again this one. Despertarse, it's a reflexive verb. Okay, so you have to change it accordingly. So the conjugation will be like me despierto, te despiertas. Okay, like that you have to change. Then empezar, again this E. Gobernar, only the second last vowel. So this one. Pensar is this one. Recomendar, and then sentar. Okay, so just you can take any example. Let's take comenzar if you have to conjugate. So it will start with comienzo, comienzas, comienza. Nosotros form, only the end part will change. Comenzáis. Okay, it will be comienza. So if you see here, this is again following the boot rule. Okay, so similarly other verbs will be done in the same way. Despertarse is a reflexive. Let me do it, at least this one. So reflexive plus stem changing. So stem part is clear. What will you change? And being a reflexive, this say will change into different forms. So it will be me, te, se, nos, os, se. So starting with the first one, despierto. Okay. Despiertas. Okay, despierta, and then despiertan. So this one has followed the boot rule. Okay, with the nosotros it will be simply despertamos. The end part is changing, and despertais. Okay, that's how we do it. Examples are given here for some of those verbs. I'm not going to explain complete, but I hope all of you understood. I'm just pointing it out how this has followed the boot rule. Okay. So again here defender. So you have to choose the second last vowel from end. Okay. So defender this one, descender this one, encender this one, entender this one will change. Where there is fine, career is also fine. There is only one vowel, so you don't have to think a lot in this. Okay, so this is how you have to do the conjugation. Preferir is another IR ending verb which in which the E changes to IE in the same part. So prefiero, prefieres, prefiere and prefiere. Okay. Preferimos, prefereis is not changing in the same part as usual. Some of the other examples are convertir, preferir, which we did, and referir. So this E will change, this E will change, and this E will change. Okay. So this is what you have for E changing to IE. Then comes the third category. Okay, the third category is E changing to I. Now this could be a little bit confusing to some of you, not some of you, most of you, that just now we have seen A changes to IE and now we have got this E changing to I. So how will you decide which one to choose, this one or this one? Now here things could be little bit simplified and I can narrow down the situation where you can use it. So this E changing to IE happens in AR ending verb, ER ending verb and IR ending verb, all the three. But this one E changes to I only and only happens in IR ending verb. That means if you find to conjugate any AR or ER ending verb, then this will be the only change which will happen in the stem part. Only with IR the confusion could come, because in the IR ending it could change to I also, it could change to IE. So in that case you have to remember, I mean which the verb will follow which particular conjugation in IR ending verb, E to I or E to IE. Okay, that is something to remember. There cannot be any other solution to that. There is no any trick or any indication. Okay, so the example I have taken here is pedir, which is to ask for. So it starts with pido, he changes to I, pides, pide, and then piden. So this has again followed the boot rule as per the given data. And then pedimos and pedis are the nosotros and the vosotros form. So the stem part has remained as it is. Another now examples of this are given here. So competir, okay, sorry. Huh. So I was telling, okay, these are the examples like competir. So here also, what will you do? The second last vowel from end will change in stem. Okay, so second last this one, this one, this one, and this one. All these will change in the conjugation. This was about uh, the conjugation of the verbs. Now, what could happen is, as I have told you, that there is a verb fugar also. Hmm. So I have to tell you about that also. So fugar is an AR ending verb where U changes to UE, and this is the only verb which exists. So same boot rule will be followed. So it will be juego, juegas, huega, and huega. And here it will be jugamos and jugáis. Okay, same root rule under which all the four verbs from first person singular, second person singular, and third person singular plus plural are changing in the same part, but the nosotros and vosotros, it is not. Okay, so this was the verb jugar, which means to play.
Excuse me, sir, I had a doubt.
Yeah,
Sir,
tell me.
are there more stem changing verbs like which are not mentioned in your slide, or like
Yes.
these are the only ones?
No, no, no.
Okay,
There
so
are more.
then, sir, how will we differentiate an exam if some stem changing verbs comes? Then we won't
You have to.
know.
That is the only way. That is how I have learned. In
Remember
the
the
exam,
ones in the slide.
yeah, at least those which are given in the slides, please remember them. I could make this list longer if you want, but I just want to keep it on limited to this only. Okay.
Yes, in
So
exam also only these verbs are going to come which are
yes,
mentioned in the
I
slides,
will
right?
try to
Okay,
keep
sir.
only these verbs. Okay, if there is
Okay, sir.
any new, then I it will be mentioned. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Because in the very beginning, I told when we were learning about regular verbs that regular verbs you will find around 70 to 80%. Okay, irregular verbs you will find around 5% verbs in Spanish, and the rest of them are 15% which are stem changing verbs. Okay, so the list which I just have shown you all in the slide, just at least remember them because they are the one which are very frequently and common, like you can see here: contar, costar, encontrar, demostrar. Okay, all these are very day to day used verbs, so if you could remember them it will be very good. Okay,
Okay, sir.
so let me give you an exercise that will make your understanding clear. So just hold on, I'm giving you. Okay, so for the time being, what I'm doing is the verbs which I'm giving here, they are basically AR ending verb. So it should not be a problem. Let me make it visible to you all also. AR ending verb and O is changing to UE. That is the only thing which is happening here. One second, let me share. Yeah. So it's a very simple exercise as we have been doing it. So So if you see here in this, the verb is already given here: almorzar, volver, costar. So they are all stem changing verbs, and there is only one type of change which is going to happen. O will change to UE. Okay, so uh, it should not be a problem now to conjugate these verbs. Huh? So do it, all of you. And please try to understand this concept very clearly. And I mean to say, do this exercise. If you have understood the concept, it will not be a problem. And another thing which I want to tell, like I told in the irregular verb also, don't make any random regular verb as stem changing verb. Okay, don't do that, because I have seen these type of mistakes being done by students in the exam also, where it was a normal question given with all the regular verbs, and the student has conjugated it or changed the verb form into stain changing. So please don't do that. Okay, so let us start the discussion of the questions. Hmm. So starting with the first one, it is yo blank con mis amigos en la cafeteria. The verb given is almorzar. So you have to basically conjugate the verb almorzar. So let me ask somebody. Vedant, can you tell me the answer for this one? Question number one.
Yes, sir. Yes. So it will be yo almuerzo con mis amigos en la cafeteria.
In la cafeteria, yes. So being a stem changing verb, this O will change to UE. Why? Because the subject is yo also. So almuerzo, yo almuerzo con mis amigos in la cafeteria. Okay, thank you. Shanid, can you tell me?
Yes, sir. Nosotros volvemos a las 9:30.
Nosotros volvemos a las 9:30. Very good. So here we are not changing the stream because this is the form is not falling under the boot rule. I mean it is a nosotros. So as per the boot rule, okay, the nosotros and the vosotros form does not fall. So you will just conjugate it like a regular verb, normal regular verb. Number three, la pizza, the verb is costar. So costar again, O will change to UE. Hmm. If there is a requirement. I mean, if it falls under the boot. Number three, Kishore, can you try?
Sir, I'm not.
Sorry,
Sir, I'm not like comfortable with this yet.
try it. What is the problem? You are here to learn. Don't say not comfortable and other things. Huh?
No, like I missed the last two classes, so I am not sure if I can do this, right?
But we are doing it on the basis of the things which we have done right now. That's what. I'm giving you 1 minute time. Okay,
Okay,
do
sir.
it. Hmm. So tell me, costar is the verb. It's a stream changing verb where O will change to UE
Sir,
and AR
so it'll
ending.
be Cuesta.
Yeah. So the what was the problem? Why we are not trying at least? Huh?
So like I
La
was just
pizza.
not sure. I was just
So
not
that's
sure.
all
Like
right. It's a class to learn. You can tell me wrong also. I will correct it. But anyway, you
okay,
have told me correctly. So la pizza cuesta $10. The pizza costs $10.
okay.
Okay, number four. If you have done it, that's very good. But things are a little bit different here than the other. So Sneha, can you tell me?
Yes, sir. So I have written puedes tú ir al cine conmigo.
Okay. Any idea what is the meaning of this sentence? It's a question basically.
Will you come to the cinema with me?
Sorry, it is poder. Poder means can.
Okay, sir.
Uh, so how will you translate it now? Simple. Just to replace that will with can.
Sir, but won't we follow like the same thing, like what we are doing with the other verbs here?
I didn't get your explanation.
So here it is two, right? So with
Yes.
two and it is er ending, so it will be es at the end,
Mm-hmm.
and the o will be changed to ue.
That is fine. The conjugation is fine. I'm just asking you the
Yes.
translation of the sentence. That's it.
Oh, can you go to the cinema with me?
Yes, exactly. So poder verb is basically can. Okay. So there you have to now there is another verb coming here which is ir. I told in the last class it is to go. Okay. Just hold on. I am getting an important call. Yeah, sorry. So I was telling here, it's there are two verbs in it. So I will discuss little bit more about this thing. Okay, how do we use the verb poder? But if you have done the conjugation correctly, that's very good. Okay, but this there is a whole concept behind using this verb poder or the can. Why is it happening like this? So let us come to the next one, which is number 5, and it is ellos. The verb is hacer su tarea. Now again there is verb poder. The structure you can understand later when I will explain, but yeah, the conjugation is quite easy because you have to do it according to the subject only, which is ellos. So let me ask next one. Yeah, Sri Lakshmi, can you try?
Yes, sir. Ellos pueden hacer su tarea.
Exactly. Ellos pueden hacer, not hacer. H will be silent. So hacer su tarea. So they can do their homework. Huh. Hacer is to do, and poder is can here. Number 6, it is nosotros en el restaurante. Again, the verb is almorzar. So, according to the boot rule, you have to see how the conjugation will happen. So, let me ask Muskan, can you tell me?
Hello, yes, so nosotros almorzamos en el restaurante.
Exactly. So, here the conjugation will be like a normal conjugation, means regular verb. Hmm. So, just do it according to that because this nosotros will not fall under the boot rule. Outside the boot rule it will be. Number 7, las entradas $5 cada uno. The verb is costar. So if you see the verb form, it should be, let me ask somebody again. Mihir, can you try? Mihir, can you hear me? Vibhuti, can you try? Vibhuti Agarwal. No. Okay, so let me do it. So it will be cuestan. So las entradas cuestan $5 cada uno. Now what does this entradas means? Entradas means the, you can say, entry tickets or simply the entry. Okay, the entrada means entry. So the entry costs $5 for each one. Okay, so even the word entry will be fine here. Next one, again the verb is poder, subject is yo, so it will be yo puedo hacer lo que quiero. Can anybody try and tell me what could be the meaning of this? Just a guess, wild guess, because here quiero is coming from uh, querer, which is a stream changing verb. which means to want. So it is basically yo quiero. So here yo is what you have to put to understand the complete meaning. Anybody can try without taking help of Google Translation or any of the other things. Yo puedo hacer lo que yo quiero. Anyone?
Sir, I can do what I want.
I can do whatever I want. Exactly. So lo que is like whatever. Hmm? And yo quiero is like I want. Good. Number 9, cuanta. Now it's a question. The subject is here, la ensalada. Okay, so ensalada is the dish. Okay, so the verb costar will be conjugated according to this. Okay, so it will be like cuánta cuesta la ensalada? How much does the ensalada cost? Okay, so this is how we are using the stream changing verb. I have uh, another set of questions which we will be doing in the next class. Okay, that is going to be a combination of all. I mean o changing to u, e changing to I, e, or e changing to I. Okay, that we will do in the next class. So for today, let us keep it till here. Let me give you that attendance form. Fill it up. In the meantime, if you have any questions, you can ask me right now. Hmm. Okay, so I have shared it. Fill it up, and then you can leave also. Anybody has any question, then you can ask me right now.